The operator of the vehicle is going to call up the dispatch center and say, hey man, I only got 500 pounds. I can't make a full trip. So the dispatcher will more or less tell them, okay, head into one of the divisions, the closest division to you, to go get refueled. So they go in, they fill it up. Now the gas continues to come this way and through here. This is on that other one, remember I told you it's called a fuel control valve also? Right. This is a mandatory Title 13 safety book regulations that must be there. Has to be in there for the purpose of shutting off fuel flow in case of a major accident or anything that could cause this to continue to keep on going. You might have a leak out there, big leak.
So just what went through that's all, it'll shut it off right there, right? If emergency, just shut it off right there, that's all you'll get.
Yeah, when the electricity is taken off of this thing, it'll close the flow.
Yeah, no more.
When the engine is off, this is not open. There's no gas flowing.
Shut it off.
Just whatever the residual gas that got trapped back here is in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When this is shut off, then you turn the switch on to start the engine. It'll send power here and it will pull a valve and allow fuel to travel and charge this up. See? This is high pressure all the way to here. This is high pressure up to the middle of the pressure regulator. In here,
60 or 100.
in here, it reduces the tank pressure,
Low pressure,
to a pressure of about 120 pounds right here. This gauge will probably be reading somewhere in this neighborhood, right here. And it continues to come down. Now, when the high pressure is being reduced to low pressure, it is the same thing as an air conditioning system. You have high pressure, hot gas, and then it goes through a small opening. That means that a small amount of gas is going to go into a bigger evaporator, right? So what happens? In the boiling part of it, it absorbs heat, and that's how the air gets cold. So right here, it goes through a valve, and it drops it down to the 120 pounds. Meanwhile, this thing is getting cold because of that boiling that's going on in there, and that is why we have these two inlet and outlet for the coolant from the engine to keep this warm. Because if it's not warm, it's going to freeze up and cut off all fuel flow, okay? And the engine will die. Okay, so now once we got 120 pounds here, we come over here, and it goes through this one. This is a secondary filter. This is the primary filter.
Oh,
okay. This is the first filter. It catches it out of the tank after these two valves, and it goes over here to the high pressure
that's
filter.
a high pressure and that's a low.
Yeah, this is a low side. Secondary. Right. This one here is for the dash display. They weren't that accurate, because remember, it's all for bid process, so they try to go with the cheapest one they can find that's going to do the job for about a year, and then after that it's on you. So it comes down this way, goes in here, it goes through the secondary filter here. Where's the short guys? Up front.
It would
probably be good if you could put it in the classroom. We all have our seats. That way,
Bag is like here in front of y'all.
You know what? Great idea.
That'd be a good idea.
You're the man.
Nah, you are. I'm just a.
It's 120. That was low. That was a low pressure with
This line right
150
here.
pounds. That's the high pressure.
This is high pressure.
No, the other one was low pressure at 100.
What you pointed at?
Right here, home.
What about
Come out the
Then we
regulator
go
is
to
65 to 70 psi.
200? What?
Right.
Yeah, after it comes out to the regulator,
Yeah.
that's where it comes down to.
It comes into the secondary gas filter.
Yeah, it goes down like a 120.
This is where you're going to find what? What do you think?
60.
No, what kind of contamination?
Oil. Water. Oil from the compressor.
Water. Your oil, most of the time, is going to be in this filter, right out of the compressor, right out of the tank. Gets pumped into the tanks, comes in here, and it comes down into. It comes down in here, and it gets filtered in here. All compressors bypass some kind of oil, right? The lubrication oil. That's why even AC compressors, the oil is within the Freon too, so for lubrication. So it continues down to the secondary filter. It goes over here to,
Fuel valve?
yeah, and this sensor, I mean this switch there, it is the one, yeah, it's a fuel shut-off valve, a secondary one. Okay, you got two of them. You got the Title 13 one, and then you got this one. Okay, and it continues from here. Now this is
Regulator.
This is a low gas pressure regulator here. Okay, this is the high pressure regulator that drops it down to 120, and then this one here drops it down to the working pressure. Ambient temperature has a lot to do with the pressure in here, but for the most part it's going to be between 45 to about 65, 70 pounds, depending on how hot this sucker is. In the desert you're going to have more pressure here. And it comes into this mixing area right here, okay? Comes in here, and normally this is hooked up, connected in, all together up here, but it comes in here. This is sensing how much gas is going through here, and it's supposed to also measure.
Come on, man. You got it covered.
10%.
Like this, brother. Look. Just pull it up over you. That way all your little buddies can stay inside you. Funny you should say that. What does the 5 to 15% have to do with anything?
10%. 10% that is measured, it measures the cool. It's a hot strip in here. It's like a hot field. What it do is measures the heat. Measures the amount of how cold the temperature is, so that it can accommodate the either increase or decrease the fuel being flowed into the manifold.
Good. And what's that called?
Gas mass flow.
And what is it? What is it adjusting?
It's adjusting the fuel.
Which we call it as what? There you go.
AFR.
There you go. That was a trick question.
Yes, it was. But it won't be tricking me again.
Yeah, that was a trick question, you know. But I bet you won't forget it, right? Yeah. This information here is sent to the ECM. Where are you, baby doe?
Right there.
You here? And it knows about the pulse width modulation, how much fuel to allow on these two gas valves up here.
Circle.
Fuel control valves right here.
Circle.
It's not only taking information from the